Clinton is the clear front runner for the Democratic nomination. If she is indeed the nominee, you will be facing a candidate with an impressive resume. She was the First Lady of the United States, a U.S. Senator from New York, and Secretary of State under Barack Obama.
This election is about the future, about what kind of country this nation is going to be in the 21st century. This election is actually a generational choice, a choice about what kind of nation we will be in the 21st century.
And that is one of the reasons that, according to Ed Klein, Bill Clinton's biggest nightmare for Hillary is that she runs against Marco Rubio. I think he took that question and ran with it and had a chance to present himself as opposed to Hillary Clinton, and I think she doesn't come out too well under that condition. Joining us now on the Malzberg panel, Brad Hirschfield is here, author of You Don't Have to Be Wrong for Me to Be Right and president of CLAL, and Adam Thompson, senior partner of the law offices of Adam M. Thompson and criminal defense attorney, syndicated talk show host. And Adam, before we get any further, I want to wish happy birthday along with you and on behalf of the entire panel. Jack Thompson is celebrating his 6th birthday today, your son, so happy birthday, Jack.
Hey, happy birthday, Jax. J-A-X, like Reggie Jackson.
There you go,
Jax.
J-A-X. Love it, love it. All right, so Adam, did you watch the debate last night? I presume you did. Who did well? Who did poorly?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, just to follow up on that clip you played, I mean, I like that Rubio's pointing to the future and talking about being a president of a new era, but I didn't like that he didn't strongly come back to the way that the question was worded, because just simply holding a position or getting a certain job doesn't mean that you did it well. Okay, she was First Lady. Did she do that well? She was Secretary of State. Did she do that well? She was the Senator. Did she do that well? Of course, you hold those jobs didn't mean that you did good in those positions. And the fact is, as Trump always points out, she was probably the worst Secretary of State in the history of this country. So I think he should have went on the attack and pointed out, because it's on your resume, doesn't mean you did it well. And in fact, you did it poorly, that's why we need to move
That's a
forward
good point. That should have been a precursor to what he then went on to say about the generational aspect of pitting him against Hillary. Brad?
No, I think Adam is correct. I think you're right. There are resume virtues and there are achievement virtues. And he absolutely could have said one of the breakdowns in politics right now is that many career politicians, maybe none more so than Hillary, have magnificent resumes. But if you unpack them for performance within the jobs they got to, not nearly as pretty. I mean, there's a reason that Donald Trump and Ben Carson are running neck and neck for the leadership for the Republican nomination for president. So not only is it a generational issue, and not only is the performance doesn't match the resume, I don't think people are so interested. They want to know, what can you do beyond the status quo system that will do the same 3 things I think everyone, regardless of party, want. Leave the country safer and more secure, leave the economy more stable and filled with opportunity, and advance the cause of the United States around the world.
All right, let's move on. You mentioned Ben Carson. Let's move on to Ben Carson. Neil Cavuto, I believe it was, did give him an opportunity to respond to all the controversy and the media scrutiny. There was no follow-up from other candidates or 2 other candidates about it. It was designed for him, and here's some of what he said.
When I look at somebody like Hillary Clinton, who sits there and tells her daughter and a government official that, no, this was a terrorist attack, and then tells everybody else that it was a video. Where I came from, they call that a lie. I think that's very different from, somebody misinterpreting when I said that I was offered a scholarship to West Point. People who know me know that I'm an honest person.
What about it, Jack's dad, Adam?
Hey, listen, I got to tell you, I wasn't impressed with Ben Carson. I think that's actually a horrible answer.
Why?
If you're going to say that credibility and integrity and truthfulness is important, whether it's something recent or something long ago, you know, if you're going to get into semantics with words, well, she told a lie, but I was misunderstood. I think he loses a lot of points with me. I think a lot of people out there are going to say you either tell the truth or you don't. I think a lot of people think he embellished his past to help get him to where he is now, and that's an integrity and character issue.
Well, Brad,
he's out. He's not going to be there anymore.
All right, okay, Brad. In fact, the headline that Politico put up, they had to take down. They took it down. It was a misinterpretation. He said a scholarship. He was offered. Nobody pays to go to West Point. He was offered a free ride at West Point, and so that nobody's insinuating or claiming that he lied about this. Hillary lied.
So here's the thing. I think Adam's right, but it doesn't matter because people aren't so interested. In fact, what he's done is said, look, don't let the press beat up on me because what I'm doing is better than what the press gives you, even on an average day. Whether he's right or not doesn't matter. That is actually playing for people. What you didn't include that I think he did make a mistake about was, and it was wrong to say, that the press has lied about him. And there's no evidence the press has lied about him.
Politico lied and had to take down the headline. That's one example.
No, that's a Ben Carson move.
Back.
They made a mistake.
We're coming back. That's a lie. We're coming back.
Are you documenting? What are you doing?
I'm documenting.
Okay, well,
you need to get out. You need to get out.
This is public property.
Yeah, I know, that's a really good one. I'm a communication faculty and I really get that argument. But you need to go. You need to go. You need to go.
So please respect these people's wishes. I think it's very simple.
I didn't see you respecting that reporter.
That radical, mean, angry woman was with the journalism school at Missouri, University of Missouri. And after that incident, which we documented yesterday, she now has resigned her courtesy appointment with the journalism school for berating and doing all but physically assaulting that student journalist, photojournalist, saying, get off, get out. But she remains an assistant professor at the university, so don't be fooled by, oh, she quit. I heard she quit. She didn't quit. She quit nothing. Joining us on the Malzberg panel again, Brad Hirschfield and Adam Thompson. Adam, you're an attorney, first of all. This woman, this Melissa Click, is a disgrace, and you know they want to keep her employed at the university. The president has to go, but she stays. That speaks volumes. But this whole story that was one of the things that generated this whole nonsense and forced the president out and the chancellor to quit in January was this alleged swastika of poop. Now nobody saw the swastika of poop. There's no pictures of the swastika of poop. Maybe it was another hands up, don't shoot. It appears that's what our friend Andy McCarthy, who joins us tomorrow, wrote a whole piece at National Review about this. Where's the poop? And you know what? The media allows this mythology of hands up, don't shoot, and swastika of poop, and Tawana Brawley to create this racial tension and make a legitimate case for something that doesn't exist.
Well, there's two big points here that you raised, Steve. First, let's address this professor. She's a professor of journalism, all right? I've been doing civil rights cases for 25 years. No right more important than the right to free speech. So here's a journalist trying to go and record and document a major news story, an event, which is what a journalist is supposed to do, and professors are supposed to teach their students. You have the First Amendment as a cloak to protect you to cover any and all newsworthy stories.
She mocked him when he said that. She mocked him.
She's mocking him.
Yeah.
And she's mocking him. It's disgusting. Now, the other point, you know, so much of the time, every news story today is recorded on a video in some way, shape, or form. The fact that there was a story of this nature with a history and a propensity of so-called discrimination going on in this school, but yet no students knowing that it's widespread and they want something done about it, no one documented it with a smartphone, a camera, or something to record it, and everything's on video these days. I mean, everywhere you look, it's the Kardashians. We don't want to look at them. Something like this should be on video, but no one has a video of it.
I take exception with one thing you said. I don't believe there's widespread problems, racially speaking. I mean, it's so widespread and wait, and so terrible that this guy who did the hunger strike decided to spend 8 years there and get his graduate degree there. He was so traumatized. Brad?
Well, there's three things. First of all, I think she has a wonderful future as a journalism professor in China, or if the Soviet Union comes back, because she understands perfectly journalism is whatever story you want to tell and quashing whatever story you don't like. And joking aside, here's the thing. Whether you are sympathetic to the complaints those protesters have or not, under no circumstances committing new abuses and abridging other people's rights to secure your own is that defensible. So whether one is sympathetic to them or not, they need to now stand up and correct the idea that their form of tyranny is an acceptable replacement for another form of tyranny. That's number one. Number two, I actually don't care if the swastika exists or not. Not because I don't take swastikas being painted seriously. I do. Not because I know if it existed or it didn't. I don't. Here's what I do know. The university's response to it, assuming it existed, they did everything right. The dorm head notified the campus police. The campus police notified the city police. The city police pursued it. The real issue here for me is whatever things people think the president did wrong, there is zero linkage between those sins, if they were sins, and the existence of that swastika.
Right.
And so what we have is a circumstance, again, with however good the motivations may have been, something got terribly off the rails here, and there will be no healthy solution to it until the process which addresses those ills is at least healthier than the ills themselves. And right now, it's not.
Well, don't worry, because we're going to see this on college campus after college campus. Look what's going on. Yale is a problematic campus right now as well. A Halloween costume controversy there. You can't. And now the police are involved, campus police. If someone says something offensive to you on the University of Missouri campus, you have to report them to the police. It's outrageous. And this is, folks, you sending your kid to college? Good luck. Brad, Adam, thank you both very much, and happy birthday again to your son. Hey, next, General Paulie Valley will be here, but first, we want to know, who do you think won the debate? Log on to newsmaxpolls.com and vote for the candidate of your choice. That's newsmaxpolls.com.